because he is already the vice president. You always hear the NDCs saying the economy is bad, the economy is bad, the economy is bad. Throwing dust. Professor Mills' administration, bread was sold at 2 cedis. Nana Danko Akufo-Addo's administration, it is sold at 20 cedis. And people believe them, forgetting the fact that what we use for bread,
I think it's 11, right? And we have a whole day's lecture that we have to attend. So bear with me. Let me take just about 30 minutes of your time. Just 30 minutes.
You have all the time.
You don't have lectures today. That's why you're saying that. Only 30 minutes. In 18 days' time, we'll be voting for a new president. In 18 days' time, we'll be voting for a new parliament. But the single most important message for you is that in 18 days' time, we'll be deciding your future. So when you go back to your hostel, take a piece of paper and write, in 18 days' time, what would I want my government to be doing for me? Don't say what will the government be doing you. Say, what do I want my government to be doing? Because whether you decide to vote or not to vote, whether you decide to vote for LPP, which I'm here to canvass, or vote to any other party you like, pick a piece of paper, and today, blank piece of paper, and write, what would I want my government to be doing for me? Because no matter the person who wins the election, is your government. If You look around all the contestants and you look within yourself, which of them would I want to be on the international stage speaking for or by behalf as a Ghanaian? You look at all the presidential candidates and you ask yourself, which of them has the integrity to be able to lead Ghana? You look at all the presidential candidates and you ask yourself, who will be on my side? You look at all the presidential candidates and say, who can be with me for this future journey? Because it's simple. When we wake up Monday, 9th December, by this time, 9th December, the Electoral Commission will be declaring a president as the president-elect. For me, let me tell you a fact. The future doesn't belong to me, because I am current. The future doesn't belong to Dr. Baumia because he is current. He is the one that is going to lead you into the future. So check all the presidential candidates. Take their picture. Go and look at their video posts. Look, watch them closely. Watch them closely, all of them. I think they are 30 or 30 minus 1 or something. Check all of them and ask yourself, who can be my father or who can be my mother, such that the person will think about my well-being. All elections is about your well-being. So if you decide you want the person who will open 24-hour disco, because your life will be 24 hours in the disco, you have the person who will open it. When I was your age, I was in KNUST, and I had to make a decision at that time. Who do I want to lead the future? I can tell you that time, it was 22 years ago. Or was it 22 years ago? 1992, 32 years ago. 32 years ago, I'm sure 90% of the people in the room here were not born. But I was in your shoes. And I was supposed to choose who I think can lead me to the future. That time there was no TESCON. But we formed a party, a students group for one of the parties. The party hadn't been in power before. We have only read about them in history books. But when we read their manifesto and we listened to them, and we didn't have a multiple of radio stations, so you have to strive for the manifesto and read for yourself. We decided that the country that can best champion the future of our youth was NPP. So I didn't stop. I struggled to become the MPP leader at that time, students leader at that time. And I was in a medical school. And we were going for lectures every day. We didn't have your day off like you do, my brother. So we were going for lectures every day. And we had to organize the party on campus. And it was not TESCON commitment, but with little inducement. It wasn't that way. It was NPP. We are going to work for you to make sure you come to power. Because I personally felt, when I looked around all the candidates that are appearing or want to contest, none of them could be my father, except Professor Dubois. I wouldn't wish any of them to be my father. If you can't wish somebody to be your father, don't vote for that person. Simple. If you don't wish for prosperity for yourself in future, take your vote for joke. If you have gone through UPSA, whether you like it or not, you finish within the next 3 years. So you don't care about tomorrow. Joke with your vote. Because it was not always like this. Just about 8 years ago, Go and look at the pictures of UPSA, if you have it. 8 years ago. And go and look at the pictures of UPSA now. All I want to tell you is that leadership matters. And it is not 5 people who. Leadership what matters. It is the person who is the leader who will change and better your future. It is not to be able to pay their fees. What is even the work they can do in the school? Just ask yourself. So remember that if you didn't believe what you are reading, it is that same party that an minister came to sit on TV and said that there's so much work to do. If you like go to the bush and carry stone and come and put on the roadside, if you carry stone for 3 days and put it on the roadside, you will get money and you'll be unemployed. If you can't carry the stone, go and get a sickle and start cutting the grass. Start cutting the grass. That grass is not a concern that we eat it to. The guinea pigs will eat the grass and you get money. They said it. And you can Google. So it is not what they have written, what they are saying. So just 2 days ago, the Minister of Finance under John Dramani Mahama, he should speak up. He said it's not everybody who is entitled to free SHS. Why about the interest fee? Why about the interest fee? But the story is even more difficult. If you think, when Kwame Nkrumah of blessed memory introduced partly free education in the north, especially secondary, President John Dramani Mahama, his father was one of the richest Ghanaians, not rich man, one of the richest Ghanaians. At that time, he was in a boarding school called Achimota Primary. Only privileged people can take their children to Achimota Primary, true or false? But when his father heard that Kwame Nkrumah has introduced free secondary education in the north, his father took all John Ramama's siblings, including John Ramama, and all of a sudden, remember that they came from Tamale, took them there to go through free education. And this is the man that is telling you, if you are poor, don't go to school. Not only that, to listen to what they do. Recently, about 3 months ago, he was in Tamale. He said Tamale people are giving birth left, right, and center, and that is why there is poverty. He even thinks that when you are poor, you shouldn't give birth. Because, again, 2001 to 2008, all the people here, I call most of them Kufuor babies. And this is the reason. That is when President Kufuor introduced free maternal care. Before free maternal care, children or mothers would go to hospital to go and give birth. And if you didn't have money, you stayed in the hospital. They refused to let you go home with your baby and yourself. Till your family, they go and sell something and come and take you from hospital. And then President Kufuor introduced free maternal care. As soon as President John Dramani Mahama became the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, under President Mills, the first thing they cancelled was free maternal care. The next thing they cancelled was national health insurance. So even when you are poor, you should not be able to get access to health care. That's what they told you. Then to make it worse, before President Mahama, before President Kufuor came, every child, when you're going to public school, it was called a shift system. You go 8 in the morning, you close at 12. Some come and start at 1 and close at 4. 4 hours of education in a day. That is what they offered. And if you are going to school, you became a power because your table and chair was on your head. Don't believe that it didn't happen. You find it incredible that it happened, but it was in Ghana. When President Kufuor came, he introduced school capitation grant in schools, and they stopped charging. And introduced school feeding because he felt that some children were from poor homes. Between 4 years, after 4 years of that policy, 4 years, the parity, the gender parity is Big C school was 1-to-1. Equal number of boys and girls were now going to school. Because for the poor family, if he has 5 kids, he will check, this is the first newborn, you can go to school. This is the girl, let's prepare her for marriage. That is a simple choice. Because there's no money. Not everybody can go to school. This is the 4th one. He's very, very smart, but he's devilish. He's devilish. Stay home. This is the 5th born. He's nice. I'll name him after myself. You go to school. That was the educational lotteries the poor people had to go through. So you see, most families, it will be only one person who will be educated. And I believe in the Bible, and I believe that in every family, God creates the game changer. And if you miss that opportunity of the game changer, that family is finished. But even before that family, the game changer emerges, life's decision has been made not in his or her favor. So before 2016, 80% of the best schools in the Ghana, by 2014, 15, 16, you hear a presidential candidate standing on the platform saying and bragging, my party has got revolutionary roots. We are not afraid of violence. If you do, we will visit you with violence. Then you know that your life is at stake, just as they kill some people. So when I say this is the party that killed people, I'm not just saying it to, I'm saying that we should never forget they did that and they will never change. I said it and I gave lots of examples. So if you're in the university and you can't, now that all the information is on your phone, just Google and you'll find. Don't joke with your future. You are the ones who should go out there and propagate a better government for Ghana. There are people, when I started my political career, I met on campuses because I used to have a love for going to tertiary university campuses. Because if you look at the segment of people who don't vote, they are all university or tertiary student girls. The ladies here, the ladies in Lagos, the ladies in Poly at that time, they don't vote too. Because Saturday or Tuesday, when it is time for voting, no unity. So we have to work extra on them to live up to their responsibilities. I tell you, go and check UPSA where you are. Go and look at the number of students they had in 2016 and check the number of students they had in 2024. You will see the level of increase. Why? Because leadership.